Welcome back, everyone. This is Taco, the CIO of Attache for Business, joined by Lisa Hammond, our intrepid CEO. And I've got her held captive here. I'm always hounding her about talking about independent contractors and why it's so important to hire them. And I know she's super excited to talk about it today because, Lisa, you're about to do a training about this topic, right?
I
Hiring.
am. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just quickly tell us a little bit about what that training is going to be.
Okay. Well, let me give you the title. The title is Six No Fail Steps to Hiring Exceptional Independent Contractors.
No fail.
No
No fail.
fail. No fail.
Zero chance of failure. Okay.
Okay. I don't
Oh,
know about
that's
that, but yeah, no fail. If you do
all right.
everything the way I say, you're probably not going to fail.
All right. Very cool. So, I mean, people should definitely check this out. I mean, and we're not selling it. This is a free training, right?
It's
You're
free.
just yeah. So I'll put a link to that down below. Everyone should check it out. But just to get people super psyched about taking this training, tell us something you think people should know about
Okay.
independent
Well,
hiring.
first, I want to say that it's a free training and it's actually pretty in depth. It goes in, it's about 30 minutes long and you get a lot of content. So if you really follow it, go through the steps of it, then you can hire somebody, a really good independent contractor. Now, the reason you want to hire independent contractors is because, first and foremost, I don't think that startups and small businesses, when they're making their first hires, generally know who they need.
Mm,
Generally they'll have a lot of ideas of who they need, and that one person that they want to identify has four different jobs,
mm-hmm.
and one of those jobs is going to be a lot more expensive than the other jobs. So if they
Mm-hmm.
hire a person for that one job that's really expensive and they have them doing these other jobs, that's a big waste of money.
Right. Better to go a la carte with this, right?
Exactly. And so by hiring independent contractors, you can go a la carte. So, let's just take the example of HR. You can hire somebody who does payroll for one price. You can hire somebody who inputs new employees for a different price. And you can hire somebody for employee relations when you need them. You don't need them all the time. So, those are the kind of things that you could do just, all a la carte. And some things will be more expensive than others. But all in all, you get a much better group of people than you would if you got one person to try to do all of it.
Got you. Because every person, if they're an independent contractor, is gonna be an expert at what you're asking them to do. So,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And there's a financial piece to this too, right? Because you're essentially getting more for your money, even though it might seem like a bigger price tag at the outset.
Right.
But if you're paying somebody 40 hours for 20 hours worth of work, then that's wasted money too. It's
Right.
better to pay, you have 3 hours of work for like an expert to do, pay for that 3 hours. You
Or,
don't need a full-time person paying
yeah,
benefits and taxes.
exactly. And if you're paying somebody to do, let's say they're doing payroll and that's all they're doing. But if you're paying somebody to do payroll and then you say, oh, well, you're HR, so go do this employee relations thing, and they don't know what they're doing, then you
Mhm.
may end up with a mess on your hand that costs you a whole lot more in the long run than if you
Right.
had hired the right person in the beginning as an independent contractor.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so there's the financial piece. Just for especially for a smaller business getting
Right.
started, there's just not the scale for having a full-time person for every role that you've got,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
you probably don't need a full-time person for every role that you have for a very long period of time.
Right, exactly. And so there's the other piece of it too, which is I know you're going to talk about like how to hire these people, but
Mhm.
like let's talk about the why and when because I know you can't get into all the rules about when somebody's an independent
Right.
contractor as opposed to an employee because that varies state to state, municipality by municipality. But there are some things to keep in mind. Like first and foremost, just know that you need to keep that in mind. Know that you have a
Right.
choice, and know that you have to do your homework to figure out which is the right choice at that moment. But if you can, you're saying go with an independent contractor, right?
Right. And the other thing about independent contractors is they actually can be a lot they you can save money even on the skills that you're looking for. And the reason that I say that is because what seems like it might cost more when you hire somebody and you're paying the taxes, you're paying unemployment insurance, you're paying other insurances, you're paying a lot of extra fees that you don't know, that you don't think about when you come up with an hourly wage.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well add like 30% onto whatever it is that you're paying as the actual cost of that employee.
Right. And there's a hidden cost too, right? Because if you're hiring an independent contractor, they already know exactly how to do what you're asking them to do. Whereas if you have an employee figured out, if it's not their full-time job, it's there's going to be a little ramp up time for them to just figure out how to do it in the first place.
Absolutely. And usually, the bad part is when small businesses hire people, they usually don't hire the top skilled people. They try to do it on the cheap. And there are many hidden costs and unintended consequences to doing that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Can't stress that enough. All right, so I think this has been great. I mean, you're obviously going to go much more in detail with this, and there's no excuse for people not to check this out. It's free. So check out the link. Thanks so much, Lisa. I hope everyone is inspired to check it out. Thanks for humoring me, Lisa, letting me talk about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
Doc. I'm glad you
just
wanted to
talk
talk
about
about
this.
this.
Yeah, and now you're like, oh, well, here's a 30-minute training. I'm like, okay, I'm happy. But thanks, Lisa, and thanks everyone for coming in. And remember to subscribe and like. And see you next
Thanks.
time.
Bye.